This is what you'll need and how to use the hydration feature of your Shoei X-15 motorcycle helmet. Admittedly, I've had the Shoei X-15 helmet for quite a while and only recently realized it had this hydration feature. To set this up, I have the Shoei X-15 helmet. I have the Camelbak Big Bite valve that was recommended to me by Revzilla. I have the replacement drink tube set. This one is a Mazama design, it says. And then I have an existing Camelbak pouch. The first thing I'll do is tear open the replacement tube set. And I think the purpose of this is just to prevent changing out the valve on your current tube set so that you can easily go back to the old one if you want it for, say, hiking instead of riding a motorcycle. So I'll take that tube set off. This one actually has two, so it's got an extension apparently. Oh, which is nice because that way this part can stay connected to your helmet and this part can disconnect when you put the helmet down and you still have your backpack on. So that makes sense. So I'll put this end in here. So this is a different way of doing it too. This actually comes with a magnetic item. So you could put this, I guess, inside your helmet and connect that to it. That's interesting. That's not how I'm going to do it though. Let's get our big bite valve out. So I think basically what I want to do is have this on here. And I'm not sure. This is the same fitting as what's on this guy though. So if I could simply go from this to that, so that does not exactly work the way I want it to, unless I could slip this over it. Well, that may not be ideal how they intend it, but it does look like it fits over the edge. Now the question is, do you need a 90-degree bend in this to get to your helmet? So this is going to be a little bit tricky to see. Let me see if I can capture this in this camera up here. That recessed area in there is where you would clamp in the hose. So that's what I'm going to try to do. When you put it in there, it seems to want to stay still. So now the question is, when I put it on, will that spout align with my mouth? It's going to be the same issue I had when I did this years ago. Basically, to have this thing close enough to your mouth that you can get at it without using your hands means that it's going to be probably rubbing on some part of your face through the whole time as well. So it's something that I'll try, but it may turn out being more of a pain than what it's worth too. It's a neat idea, and if it had a little bit more of an angle to it, in fact, it makes it almost tempting to try to get one of these 90-degree jobs and stick that on there. Well, sorry, that's more like 135 degrees. But to have one of those on it, the only problem is I don't know if this would actually fit into that little thing, because it does want... You can see there's a recess in the helmet right behind where the spout is that it kind of wants to go. So it's sort of fastened in here, although it did come loose on me once already. And then it kind of rests up there. So let's try putting it on again. Now with the helmet sitting down low, which isn't exactly how a lot of us like it, we like to have the helmet up a bit to get better vision when we're kissing the mirror. But it's right kind of under my nose. But it is usable in a way that basically what I did is I just used my upper lip to bring it into my mouth to be able to squeeze the water out. and then put it back aside. So now what it's going to do is rest on my upper lip, which may or may not be comfortable for a long ride, but I don't know that there's any other solution that's going to really allow you to be able to drink from it without having it touch your face at some point. But the fact that it now has a disconnect here means you could have the Camelbak in your backpack. You get off the bike to get gas or whatever, you can disconnect this here, put the helmet on the gas pump or on the bike, whatever you want to do. And then when you get back on, you just have to remember to reconnect it. And again, it seems like it'll be functional. It's nice that Shoei's trying to at least design this into it, because hydration is definitely a concern, especially when you're out in hot weather on a track and black leathers and stuff like that. It does get to be, I mean, I've had heat exhaustion on a track before where I was about passing out. So it's good to see this. I'll just have to use it a little bit to see if I really like that or not. But at least it's an option that we have in hydration if you have a Shoei X-15. If you haven't done so, please click the link below to subscribe, click the little bell for notifications, and let's live for today.